Biological life is defined by a single, inescapable timeline. From bacteria to blue whales, growing up is a one-way street, where a cell moves strictly forward, dividing and aging, while accumulating permanent cellular damage. Eventually, that damage hits a terminal wall. The cell reaches a dead end, where the organism can no longer heal itself, leading to mandatory biological death. But there is an animal that encounters this exact wall and simply ignores it. This is Turritopsis dohrnii. In the open ocean, an adult like this often faces lethal threats, like physical injury or imminent starvation. It is an incredibly fragile creature, measuring only 4 millimeters across. It has no armor, no teeth, and no physical way to survive the extreme deprivation that would kill any other animal. Standard biology dictates that this starving adult has reached its expiration date. Instead, it demonstrates the closest thing to true biological immortality ever discovered by effectively reversing the trajectory of its life. When facing death, the jellyfish stops swimming. It sinks toward the seafloor as its adult body physically collapses inward. At the cellular level, it undergoes transdifferentiation. Instead of repairing damaged tissue, adult cells morph backward, reverting into unspecialized infant cells. These fuse together and anchor to the floor, forming a plant-like stalk called a polyp, the earliest stage of its foundational life cycle. This polyp functions as a fresh starting point. Eventually, it will grow and release a whole new batch of genetically identical, fully healthy adult jellyfish. The original starving adult didn't survive by being tough. It escaped death by abandoning its identity entirely and restarting its life from scratch. This microscopic cellular reset has created a significant geographical puzzle. Despite being a fragile 4-millimeter organism, populations of this jellyfish have appeared in coastal ecosystems across the entire globe. They conquered the oceans by hitching rides on cargo ships. To stay stable, these vessels pump millions of gallons of seawater into their internal ballast tanks, inadvertently sucking the tiny, invisible jellyfish into the ship's plumbing. Trapped in a cold steel tank for weeks without food, the jellyfish relies on its cellular reset to survive the journey. It reverts to its polyp stage, waiting out the extreme deprivation while the ship crosses the ocean. Upon reaching a new continent, the ship flushes the water weight back out. The surviving jellyfish are dumped into an entirely new ecosystem, miles away from where they began. Because thousands of massive vessels repeat this cycle every day, this biological anomaly is no longer restricted to a single region. It is now drifting invisibly in oceans worldwide. Immortal does not mean unkillable. The jellyfish still lacks physical armor or a magic defense against the environment. If it is eaten by a passing ocean predator or hit by a sudden extreme temperature drop, it dies instantly. Its unique trait is the literal absence of a genetic aging clock. Left entirely undisturbed, its internal timeline loops infinitely, never hitting the terminal wall that stops all other biological life. While most will eventually become a predator's lunch in the wild, the jellyfish is distinguished by the fact that it lacks a built-in expiration date. This loop has profound implications for human medicine. Scientists are now meticulously mapping the jellyfish's backward timeline, step by step, in high-resolution laboratory environments. By observing exactly how these cells revert to a youthful state, researchers are identifying how the aging process breaks down the basic structures of our own cells. Decoding these specific molecular pathways could eventually teach us how to slow cellular decay or repair damage from catastrophic human injuries. Human immortality remains science fiction, but this fingernail-sized hitchhiker has proven that the one-way timeline of life is actually a reversible mechanism that can be physically rewritten.